Hello everyone, Mirage Fly here, bringing you another game of Company of Heroes 2. This time I'll be doing PanzergrenadierAngrifien and TAB Aerohank on Last Glider. PanzergrenadierAngrifien will be our Oberkommando West player, similar to what we had before when he was facing Apathy Prime, and Aerohank will be our British Forces player. As for commanders, PanzergrenadierAngrifien has Fortifications Doctrine, Elite Armored Doctrine, and Scavenge Doctrine. Meanwhile, Aerohank has Commando Regiment, Royal Artillery Regiment, and Royal Engineer Regiment. Regiment, so many regiments. Hey, back to what's coming out. We got a Kubo wagon coming out for Oberkommando West player. Meanwhile, we got an infantry section coming out for our Brit player. Kubo will likely just be focusing on capping. It looks like we do have Stern Pioneers moving in. Stern Pioneers are moving in. Will likely... Well, no, they're just going to hug the wall at the moment. Still going to be very deadly for the Brits. They cannot deal with Stern Pioneers at short range in the early game. We do have good use of sandbags being popped down for defensive positions. Vickers is now coming out for our British Forces player. Will help support the Tommies. And not really anything going on as both sides just take their maps. Stern Pioneers are actually going to maintain position and not focus on capturing at all. It looks like our Tommies will be able to spot the Stern Pioneers. They will be moving into the church and will likely force these Stern Pioneers to take cover. They could attempt to close in, but I don't think they're going to win simply because Tommies deal quite a bit of rifle. Actually, he's going to bail out of the church. I don't think that was a good idea. Then again, we may have only had one window, but now the Stern Pioneers are right behind him, and now he's going to lose his engagement. This Tommies take considerable damage. Thankfully for Aerohank, he can get the platoon command post up shortly after his next Tommy squad. Tom's going to jump into the building here. They only have one window. Need to get that Vickers up. Just barely out of range. Tom's going to take quite a bit of damage from this. One window versus 4 guns. Vickers is setting up here, however. Well, not actually suppress on its first burst, kind of the disadvantage of the Vickers. Could probably use a slight suppression boost. Yes, it does damage, but is it really worth it? It is one of the most expensive early game machine guns, aside from the 50 cal and the Dishka. Meanwhile, our Tommies are moving out. We'll begin capturing this right-hand side of the map. Aerohank has so far maintained his position. Hasn't lost many points on his side of the map. OKW has slowly been capturing up their side, but hasn't captured all of it. In terms of resources, our OKW player is a little bit ahead, but not by much. However, in terms of munitions, he is up. In terms of munitions, he is up by quite a bit. And I gotta stop stuttering. Platoon command posted up, can get these Tommies now with their medical kits. Will help keep them on the field. And we're just going to have a relatively low in the action as usual. Just both Brits digging in, trying to hold their territory. This squad really needs some healing. Surprised the medical kit's not on them. But the wounded Tommy squad is moving out and allow them to heal. Tommies will be engaging Volks Grenadiers. They need to get behind heavy cover. Then they'll probably win the engagement. Tommies are better than Volks at range. But Kubo wagon is coming in to support. Our Tommies will be taking cover behind the gravestones. Looks like the Vickers actually took a casualty at some point. I'm not sure how. Actually, we got Volks Grenadiers on the side. They're capturing up that area. We got shoe mines going down. Could be deadly if vehicles start coming out. And actually, we got Raketa now coming up for Angriffing. And now we also have another truck on the way. Volks Grenadiers going to pedal away. Tommies are not going to move up to engage. They're going to move to the other side of the map. So we got a squad flanking Volks, but they're taking heavy fire. Well, we got the Vickers here supporting. We'll stop this squad from flanking around. And Tommies will force away those Volks. Stern Pioneers are actually Vet 1. We'll give them the medical crate. And I'm going to guess the truck is going to probably be medical, though we could also see mechanized. OKW has taken in large portion of the map, however, almost up by double the resources what our Brit player is getting. Mechanized is actually going up now, so we could see an early looks We'll force out an anti-tank gun for our British forces player. Sappers have just hit the field. Need to begin capturing. Tommy should probably get into the building here. We'll begin firing on the Kubo. Should be able to force it away. It is taking heavy damage from those rifles. Tommies are also Vet 1. Engagement here. Could be anyone's game. Tommies are relatively low, but they do take out model the Volks. Folks are actually going to pull back as another Tommy squad moves in. This squad can now begin healing this squad and get them back to full without needing to retreat. One of the advantages is the medical system for the Brits. Though it always means that you need a Tommy nearby. So you do have to consolidate your forces a bit. Sometimes we'll jump into this house, probably. Or no, they're going to stay behind. Make up your mind, Aerohank. There we go. Looks like we're going to see an incendiary grenade try and come out. Don't think it's going to be worth it. Is it really worth it to move close? He's taking heavy damage. He's not going to cause any casualties on these Tommies. They can bail out and then heal up. Sappers have taken position in this building. However, they're not at short range. Going to take heavy damage from these Volks. They're just barely chipping them. Raketten's also opening up. Just being an annoyance at this point. Stern Pioneers are moving up. Then moving back. They'll get this Kubo back in action, however. Another Sapper squad nearby, beginning capturing munitions. This Sapper squad is stalling. There we go. Vickers is now setting up. They can begin shooting out this Raketten Werfer. We'll probably get it out of the church. We also have an AEC now coming online. We'll counter our most of the armor coming out. Also means if it looks does arrive on the field, it's gonna have massive trouble dealing with the AEC. Yeah, it can hurt it, but it's probably not gonna win that engagement. We do have munitions for Shreks, however. Those can be coming online shortly. AC is moving in, however. We'll immediately force these Volks to retreat. Engagements here. More Volks are moving in, but one of our Tommies is actually Vet 2, going to give them much higher survivability, making them even tougher. AC is now moving up. We still only have one mine place on the field, which is on the road. Should probably focus fire on the Sturms. However, it looks like Kubo could go down. One rifle shot will kill it. Actually, all those shots bounce, but the Sturms will be forced off, and now the Brits will be taking this high munition point. Sappers can now move on to the field once they finish capturing that point as well. In terms of VPs, we're at 486 to 375. OKW was ahead since they did take early map control. Looks like in response to AC, we have a Puma coming out. Puma will win if it keeps kiting. Howard could win now. AEC just backed right into that Raketten. And he's not going to smoke out. He's going to immediately lose that. Wonder if he got stuck on that glider, but that's massive loss for Aerohank right there. His AC killed the Kubo, but that was about it. And this Puma, while it's not the best anti-infantry vehicle, it's going to be a massive issue for Tommy since they don't have any handheld AT. Unless they want to grab Piats, but on Tommies you don't want to grab those things. You want to put them on Sappers because Tommies suffer penalties when out of cover. If you did not know how the Army's cover bonus works, it's actually they get a penalty when out of cover and get restored to their normal stats when in cover. So they don't get a massive boost with weapon. So they don't become insane like the Sappers at Vet 1. You know, currently Sappers, or Vet 1 applies to all weapons currently. That means reload and cooldown. But it looks like these Sappers will be forced away. Boom, MG doing a bit of work. A lot of Volksgrenadiers are now moving up. We have one Shrek purchased. But it looks like Puma hit a mine and got heavy engine damage. Thankfully, we do have Stern Pioneers nearby. We'll be patching it up quickly. Tommy's now moving back out of the base. Looks like we did have a fuel purchase. Another AC. I'm not sure if this is a good idea to just rebuild it. It's a decent light vehicle, but does it really want it with the Puma on the field? More Shreks are also going to come online. I think maybe Tommy upgrades would have been better, or getting more infantry, or an AT gun. Or saving up for the company command post. Because generally I think Aerohank's army is going to win in most of these infantry engagement. Tommies are better than Volksgrenadiers, especially when they get their vet. Or not when you do not dodge the incendiary grenade. We got massive damage on these Tommies. Should have been dodged. Tommies need to get into cover here. Another incendiary grenade going off. Aerohank is not dodging these grenades. AT gun is here, however. We'll get a shot on the Puma. May go down. Could see an attack ground. We'll just barely miss that Puma. Angriffen's incredibly lucky there. Sappers moving in, but they do have a minesweeper, so that's going to really hurt their anti-infantry firepower. AC needs to start backing away and get some repairs. Gonna need a lot of healing here for these Tommies. One squad's badly injured, but hasn't lost any models. And Aerohank has flown quite a bit of manpower, but so is Angreifen. Both players need to spend it. Looks like medical truck has gone up for Oberkommando West player, however. ISG will be arriving. Currently no commander lock-ins for either player. Currently with CPs at 5 for Angreifen, 4 for Aerohank. VP control is still in the Oberkommando West's favor. I still don't think this AEC was a good choice. Yeah, it's sort of can do decently against the Puma, but so could double anti-tank guns. But it looks like our upgrades for the Tommies are going to be coming up online. Weapon racks have been upgraded. We'll allow the Tommies to cut right through the Volksgrenadiers. Volksgrenadiers, not what you call competent combatants against infantry who are really good in the late game. This includes riflemen and Tommies with their upgrades. Volks are mainly there for AT and soft anti-infantry. They're not really good in the AI role by late game. Like, yeah, Volks do get a lot of offensive veterancy, but in terms of defense, Volks are actually some of the worst infantry in terms of defenses. So it will hurt their survivability in the late game, especially against double Bren gun. So as long as the Tommies don't drop in, because with the Vet 3 they do get those Scope Lienfields, which are weapon slots for some reason. So pretty much you're always at risk when you lose a man. This Tommy squad should probably pull back. Don't want to lose manpower in this engagement when you can't win that fight. He's not pulling back. That Tommy squad will barely get out of there. Vickers is now setting up. We'll probably suppress this blob if it actually starts firing. 2 squads suppressed. Looks like one of our Tommies died. I'm not exactly sure where. Oh, it looks like Stern Pioneers were on retreat path and will wipe that squad. Massive lose for Aerohank there. Now down to 2 Tommy squads. He's rebuilding that though. Aerohank is trying to push onto the cutoff. AC needs to keep pursuing and needs to get off prioritized vehicles so it can use its coaxial against these Stern Pioneers. We'll take out one member with 1 shot. If the Vickers is vetted, he could put in the building for getting that extra range, but there is that ISG nearby. Puma is also moving in, however these sappers will probably decapture his field. And that was a weird drift from that Puma, doing that 360. 360? God, my English is terrible today. Anyways, Sapper's gonna attempt to... Is he actually gonna keep on in the circle and taking cap? Nope, they will be pulling back. Strangely, no capping onto the cutoff just yet. I think that's kind of a mistake, just leaving it out in the open. You could have easily decapped it by now. However, suppression from the Vickers will hit the Puma and go on to the Volks. AT gun trying to set up. These Tommies need to pull back and heal. Do we have any brain guns on our Tommies yet? If you bought the upgrade, you should probably be using it at this point. Looks like he's going to pick up a few Piat launchers, however. Give him some more anti-tank. Aerohank has a lot of manpower, but so does Angreifen. Both players are really flowing. They don't want to build more infantry, but I think it's a mistake floating this much. Should at least put it to use for something either in the form of caches or maybe in placements for Aerohank. And he should probably pull this squad back. Generally do not want to be pulling back when enemies are right behind your retreat path. Another decap trying to go off. I think the sappers are going to get it still, even with the Puma here. Wait, there Kubo survived. I thought it exploded. Never mind. I don't know what I said about the first AEC. The first AEC didn't do anything at all. Tommy should probably just bail this church. They only have, what, 1 to 2 windows firing? And they're fighting 10 Volks. Another anti-tank gun is coming online. Brain guns are also coming up. In terms of resources, it looks like our Brits have more munitions at this point and a tad bit more fuel. Angreifen is floating a ton of resources. Major mistake there. Like 1,000 manpower, you should probably spend it on something. He can put a Schwer up now. We do not have a truck on the field, however. AC will dodge that Shrek shot. AT gun needs to be put on prioritized vehicle. Don't want to waste the first shot on infantry. More Riketchins have come on the oh, well, never mind. I got that wrong. Mistaking it for the ISG, which has already been on the field, but another Schwer truck is on the way. Will probably be put. I'm saying everything wrong today. Hey, but regardless, that truck is going to be a Schwer Panzer headquarters. Vickers is set up in the building. We're getting that extra range. Our Volks will be ducking behind the cover. But we'll suppress this squad. We actually have another Vickers coming online. This will help pretty much win the infantry war for Aerohank. He has a much stronger infantry force in the form of upgrade Tommies and has machine guns. Still no doctrinal lock-in from Angreifen, kind of a mistake. But he could be going for Obers to try and counter this infantry, though they will have trouble dealing with the vetted Tommies early on. Detection is on the Kubo. Kubo will open fire. Tommy should probably exchange fire to Kubo, however. Get behind this piece of cover, then start shooting at the Kubo. We do have more Volks moving in to support. Flame grenade going off. Will be dodged, but they still take quite a bit of damage. 5-man squads have been upgraded over our British Forces player. Needs to focus down this Rikettin, could wipe it on retreat. The Tommy Star still at 4-man. And will be wiped out. Howard, Tommy squad could go down. Running right through flames, and he will lose it. Squad was really bunched up there. Immediately, Aerohank is forced to rebuild that squad. More flame grenades going off. Not sure what these anti-tank guns are doing. They're way too far up forward. Angreifen can easily rebuild his Rikettins, though. He has a ton of manpower because he hasn't spent it for some reason. Puma is here. Could see the company command post come up shortly. We just need a tad bit more manpower. Vickers also going to do a bit of work chipping away at this Puma. Tommy squad could go down here. AT gun should probably take out this Kubo. Sappers are moving up. We'll force these Volks away. Alright, more Volks are moving in. We'll force away these Sappers. AC sitting at 6 kills, soon to be vet 2. However, Vickers is setting up against these Volks. Vickers needs to start shooting. Now the tiniest burst we've ever seen, but now we'll actually begin working. That's quite a bit of good damage there. Look at that thing and get veterancy. And again, it is shooting at vetted Volks. Let's give a lot of EXP by near the end of the game, simply because of those 5 levels of vet. Vet 2 Vickers will be forced to pull back at very low. Needs to reinforce and get healed by nearby Tommies. Aerohank still hasn't decided to tack up. Ober's now coming up for Angreifing, spending his plentiful amount of manpower. ISG could get around here, needs to be focused. Smoke is going off, however. I have no idea how that Vickers is shooting through the smoke. Well, we can shoot at the Kubo. Could see the AEC move out and take it out. That should have taken a long way, though. Vet 2 Vickers now. Flame grenade probably going to go off here. Actually, no, we'll be forced back, but Schweer is up here. We'll be locking down this area. Could send up the AEC into double anti-tank guns and begin sieging. The AEC does have 50 sight. Vickers needs to pull back here. He is in the open. Fuel has not been recaptured just yet. We got a ton of dead bodies lying around from both sides. Looks like our Vickers actually went down on retreat. I think that was due to the ISG. Going to be picked up by these Volks, and that's going to be bad for a Brit player. He needs to focus these Volks if he can bring it down to one more I think that was a mistake not engaging the Volks right there. If he just killed one model, Angreifen would have lost the entire squad if he tried to recruit that Vickers, so he'd been forced to pull back. It's not worth letting your opponent have your team weapons. Puma is here. Tommies need to bail out of this building. They've taken heavy damage. AC is here, however. I have no idea who's going to win this fight. We do have an anti-tank gun here standing by. Schweer is under siege. Both anti-tank guns can begin focusing. Alright, we have Volks now moving in. We'll be flanking these anti-tank guns, but we do have the Vickers up here along with more infantry nearby. Aerohank still hasn't decided to tech up just yet. Jaegers have been deployed. This Tommy squad could go down. We do lose a Volk squad, however, we're going to lose a vetted Tommy squad. Vickers needs to move higher. Infiltration grenades looks like they were cancelled, or were still on cooldown. I think they were still on cooldown. Schweer does go down, however. Major loss for Angreifen, though he still has a lot of manpower. He can call in an Austrian if he needs it, but I'm not sure if it's what he wants at this point. AC will be back in full action and can also counter that Austrian to an extent. Our Kubo is nearby, still capturing with its recon mode active. More support weapons coming out for Oberkommando West player. We got a Vet 2 ISG, another ISG arriving, and another Raketin coming online. Alright, cutoff will be contested by these sappers. Tommies need to pull back. More Tommies are being rebuilt. I think that's that third or fourth squad. Aerohank's not microwing. He's going to lose this squad if he doesn't get out of there. Not sure where his attention is. Should be looking up his unit cards right now. He has one man Tommy squad. How can you not see this on your minimap? There, oh, you pulled it back too late. The ISG takes out the squad. That was painful to watch. He had so much time to pull that squad back. Her AT gun will open fire. AC could possibly chase it down, but needs repairs now. Stern Pioneers will begin fixing up this Ostwind. Aerohank has such a massive infantry lead, but he's failed to pull back units at crucial moments. I know his attention may be elsewhere, but you need constantly keep an eye on your unit cards and what health your units are at. If your army is relatively fighting in the same location, you shouldn't have much of an issue pulling those troops back. Well, looks like things are not looking good for Angreifen's infantry forces either. He's lost the majority of his Volks. He only has one squad left. He's been forced to well, he hasn't been. Okay, he's been forced to supplement it with more Jaeger. Ers and overs, but that means he has less anti-tank power. He only has one Raketin really for anti-tank, and the one Panzerschreck. The Ostwind is sort of going to help fight this AEC, but it's not going to do much against anything that comes out of the company command post. Ostwind moving in, however. Tommies are bunched up. This could be bad for them. Tommies need to pull back. I'm not sure what Aerohank is doing. Losing so many squads to unnecessary risk. He doesn't pull them back in time. Anti-tank gun will hit the Ostwind, forcing him back once again. Do have double ISG on the field, which will cause massive problems. We have no indirect fire for our Brits at the moment. And 2 shots will actually hit the AEC. AT guns are on negative cover. Need to get out of there. We do have a Centaur coming out. I'm not sure that's a good idea. Jaegers can probably attempt to salvage this. Actually, we'll be recruited by Obers out of all units. That's going to be a very expensive anti-tank gun. Definitely not the best play from both players. I think Aerohank could be criticized a bit more here simply because of squad losses he's taken. Could lose this AC. He's not popping smoke either. Not sure why he's not popping smoke. But that is a mill bomb and we'll take out that Raketin. So we now have all of the upgrades from the command. We now have all the upgrades from the headquarters. Mill bombs, weapon racks, and 5-man squads. AT gun will go down. Could see a push up, but more Jaegers are being deployed. AT gun will be recruited. Tommies need to pull back and heal up. I'm not sure what he's doing here. He's not falling it back. Centaur is here, however. We do have a chance for a King Tiger to come onto the field, simply because all 3 trucks have been deployed at one point in the game. Centaur will begin focus on the Volks. We'll do heavy damage to them. They're really bunched up as well. Needs to take down these ISGs. They cannot retreat. They have to only soft pedal back. He's going to focus on the Vet 2. And Angreifing is not microing here. He's going to lose an ISG. AT gun will support the Centaur. Our anti-tank gun has been decrewed. Due to the Vickers in the house. Grenade going to have to go off. We'll do a lot of damage, but will not knock out the garrison. Centaur is going to do that. We're going to have 2 Volks falling out of the window. Another anti-tank gun has been wiped. Should probably focus on trying to wipe this Vickers, though. Aerohank's not microing once again. Another Ostwind is actually on the way. Could see the Jaegers go down and retreat, however. AT gun has been recruited. Jaegers will be destroyed. AT gun's also sapped, but this sapper squad needs to pull back. Yeah, we'll take out that Ostwind. Really nice win for Aerohank here. Angreifen still, well, no longer flowing as much manpower, but still quite a bit. Infiltration grenade going off. We'll wipe out that anti-tank gun. And we'll wipe out the machine gun as well. We need to see some repairs on this Centaur. Is Vet 1 has killed 16 people. AC also needs repairs. Now Vet 3, gonna be a major threat. Angreifen's not looking that great at the moment. He has 1 Panzerschreck for AT, but he will be attempting to recruit these guns most likely. More Volks are on the way, to act for recruitment, I'm gonna guess. More Tommies are also on the way because Aerohank can't seem to keep these guys alive, even with their 5-man squads. AC's going to spot. ISG is also moving up. He will miss. Needs to be careful with this AEC. Doesn't want to lose it. Needs to get this thing repaired and back onto the field. HE gun will be recruited. HE gun will fire a shot at that Ostwind. Tommies are going to hold in this building, but they are being sieged by Vickers. Vet 2. Ricketten will be decrewed by the Centaur as it moves up. Need to focus on the Volks. They are the one with the Panzer Strikes, and looks like Scavenger Artillery is being dropped. These Tommies need to pull back. Could be dangerous though. They're going to run right through artillery fire. I don't think Aerohank's going to lose them, however. They will make it back to base. Sappers are taking heavy damage here. Need to pull back. More Tommies are moving up. AT gun is here to also keep the Ostwind away. Centaur will be supporting. We'll get these Volks out of here. Doing quite a bit of damage on his Volks. I don't think he's going to wipe it though. Going to switch his fire onto that. Now he's going to switch toward the Obers and do heavy damage. Now with Vet 2, give him better mobility. Fortunately for him, Centaur only gets combat vet at Vet 3. Well, we'll make it faster since the Centaur is not known for its mobility. It's actually one of the slowest vehicles in the game. Probably right below the Churchills and King... Right, just above King Tigers and Churchills. Above King Tigers and Churchills, it's actually slower than the base Tiger and IS-2, which is kind of strange for a tank of its size. Especially with its damage nerf that recently, because previously it was nuke infantry, but I don't think it's really worth it over the Cromwell, but it is doing quite a bit of work here. And because Angreifens mainly has an infantry force and he doesn't have much anti-tank. He hasn't rebuilt his Rickettens. He's making more Volks. Can't afford to Shrek though, because he's been throwing grenades like they're candy. Ricketten will be killed here. Centaur is going to need some repairs though. Will cause nice damage on the Volks, however. AC will be back online shortly. In terms of EP, it's 219 to 353. Allies ticking down, or were ticking down. Cromwell is now on the way. Will be a nice tank that can provide anti-tank support against the Ostwind. No, geez, that keeps losing his anti-tank guns to incoming fire. Really needs to keep them off the front line when they're not in use. You need to keep them supported at all times. In terms of VPs, 353, 212. Sappers are capturing the point up in the north. No one's captured that point in the south. Middle has been taken by the OKW, and building's been collapsed by the Ostwind. ISG has not been recruited, but looks like it will be by this Vet 5 Volk squad. Another Schwer truck is on the way. I'll keep calling it the Schwer truck at this point, because that's the only thing Angreifen can make. And I gotta stop my hitching. Tommies will be taking the center point. Vickers is here to guard it, but they do not have line of sight at the moment. Do have some elite infantry from the OKW moving in on the flanks. Centaur can move up to respond, but we also have the Cromwell here. Don't want to move that AT gun up. Gotta stop getting those decrewed. Ostwind is here in the center hour. Vickers will begin to open up as it now has sight. Well, actually, it will not fire. There's a shot blocker here that we don't know of. But all the OK infantry will be forced away. AEC is here. Got a Tommy squad here and a Cromwell.
We're losing a capture point.
Takes out one member of the squad. Could take out another one. Cromwell is moving in. Needs to begin focusing on the Volks. Where's that Centaur? Needs to move that up.
Line's been cut.
Moving up onto the flank. You know, down on the right-hand side, Sappers are moving up. They're moving into Sturms. Need to be careful. Tommies will be forced to pull back. AC needs to begin rotating back. Aerohank, you need to micro this. He could lose his AC if the Shreks hit him. Not sure what he's doing here. Aerohank, what the hell are you doing? Where's the micro, man?
Lost a Mark III armored car.
Look at the Sappers on down the southern flank will be forced to pull back. This building could collapse. It's about to go down. Sure has actually been stopped in the center as well. Could maybe see a mortar pit to come out the counter. Chopper's taking heavy damage though.
We have 200 points now.
Need to pull that squad back. I need some repairs on these tanks. HE gun will keep sieging the Schwer, however. Empires moving on to munitions.
Enemy threatening a capture point.
Could see the Centaur rotate to clear him out. I just don't like the fact that, in terms of Aerohank's unit preservation, has been rather horrible this game. He's lost so much. Like, the only thing that's Vet 3 at the moment is one of his sapper squads. Well, and now this Chommy squad with 9 kills. But still, he's lost way too many units that he shouldn't have. He could be in such a great position if he didn't. Angreifen is slowly rebuilding his army. He's stolen both machine guns from Aerohank. We'll be locking down the British infantry, especially since there's no indirect fire to support them at the moment. Not even pyrotechnics, even though if the 25 pounders are pretty horrible. ISG's continuing to fire. Ostwin now moving up. Cromwell will move in to intercept. Needs to be careful though. ISGs are firing at your Tommies. Tommies are clumped up and taking heavy damage, and Schwer will begin to open up. Ostwin's actually Vet 3, something you definitely don't see every day. We'll be firing much faster. AT guns here, however. And that Vogue squad gets immediately taken out on retreat by that one shell. AT gun continuing to siege to Schwer. Vickers is actually set up in this building. Going to see a grenade go off, but these Tommies need to pull back now. Shouldn't try to keep them in for the... I'm not sure what Aerohank's doing. He should have tossed a grenade and immediately ran back. He's taking way too many risks. Vickers will be forced back. Schumann will be spotted as well. We're going to have the barrage from the Centaur open up. I think it killed something. Or at least hurt something. Needs to finish off this Vickers though. Target priority hasn't been great either. Our Schwer is probably going to go down before this Jagdpanzer IV makes it to the field. Our Centaur could go down. Not sure why he's moving it so close. Schwer will go down. No Jagdpanzer IV will be available. Gonna need some repairs on these tanks once again. Another Cromwell is arriving, however. Centaur will likely make it back to base. Soon to be Vet 3 will give a lot of power. More sappers have been called in.
A capture point is being overrun.
Could lose this anti-tank gun. It's very low on health.
Cromwell gun tank ready for action.
Our fresh Cromwells coming onto the field will be able to intercept this Ostwind and force it away. We'll probably lose the gun, however.
Tank guns is gone. Enemy causing trouble.
Well, now if the Ostwind bounces off that anti-tank gun. More Ostwinds are being called on the field. Not sure if it's the best choice. Not even a Puma at this point.
Our supply line's broken.
You can probably keep chasing this. Ostwind's going to attempt the Blitzkrieg out.
The new infantry section is ready for battle.
Could actually lose to Cromwell here if he gets unlucky. Vet 4 Ostwind. Increased weapon damage.
We're down to 100 points now.
Probably going to lose the tank though. Ostwind will get taken out.
Enemy's trying to take a point from us.
Our Brits are still bleeding VPs 99 to 348 as the announcer stated. Centaur's back in action.
Enemy threatening a capture point.
Puma is now coming out as a response to these Cromwells. Centaur is here. Forcing away the Obers, takes out 2 members, and now Vet 3 will give him a lot more power. However, we need to see the Brits get onto these VPs. Squad is moving to north, squad moving into the center. Vickers will be forced away by the Centaur, if not by a grenade. Mill bomb being tossed. Will wipe out this squad most likely. Not sure why Angreifen didn't pull it back. Is he trying to hold the VPs as long as he can? How Cromwell is here. Going to probably lose another Ostwind here. At disadvantage to keep calling in Ostwinds. They're not good tanks to deal with other tanks. They're there for anti-infantry and anti-light vehicle, but that's about it. Both Ostwinds are down. Puma's going to come onto the field. Not sure what Angreifen can do. He has no anti-tank actually whatsoever. He's lost his Volks. He has no Rakettenwerfers. He's pretty much screwed at this point for anti-tank. His Puma can try to do some work, but it still has to deal with two relatively fast tanks that can almost keep pace with it. And Centaur even gets a burst on it. Could wipe with the Jaegers. Cromwell needs repairs here. Needs to get to work on that. Actually going to have field repairs happening. Another Puma's going to be coming onto the field. Probably not a good choice though. Needs Rakettenwerfers. Could lose the Vickers here. But Centaur will not actually pursue. Will actually be pulling back. 47 kills on this Centaur. It's done a lot of work. He's had to make up for the fact Aerohank has lost so much over the course of this game. He's rebuilt his infantry like several dozen times. Well, not several dozen. That's a gross exaggeration. But he's rebuilt them several times nonetheless. Angreifen has absolutely nothing. He's lost so much. All his Volks have been destroyed. All his ISGs have been destroyed. All his support weapons have been destroyed except for that one machine gun. And he's lost all his Ostwinds. And he's lost a Shear truck twice. I'm not sure it was a good idea to place it right up into the center because anti-tank guns have clear lines of sight onto that area. I don't think the hills are sloped enough to pretty much... I don't think this... Let me rephrase that. I don't think the hills are sloped enough to stop AT gunshots as long as they're set around here. They'll probably just go straight into the truck. So you don't even need spotters. Cromwell can move in and engage this Puma. Sappers moving up, but there are Jaeger infantry. Should probably move into that cover and engage. Actually pull back. Need to be careful that Vet 3 Centaur. Don't want to lose it. Tommies will begin cover here. They are Vet 3. Could possibly win this. They do have one Bren gun, but will actually drop it due to those Scopely Enfields. Not sure who's going to win this. Actually, no. Jaeger's going to win now due to that snipe. Tommies now need to pull back. Don't lose this squad, Aerohank. You've lost enough Tommies today. Vet 2 Cromwell going to get a massive increase in fire rate. Got a nice hit on that Puma. Turret lock tower on the Cromwell. Another Cromwell is moving in for a flank tower. Could see a Puma go down once the turret unlocks. Actually, all the vehicles are going to begin diving into Angreifen's base. Gonna lose a Cromwell probably. Well, it's probably worth it. There goes all of Angreifen's armor. He's probably screwed at this point. He has nothing left. He's building emergency Raketten, but it's really too late. And we have a fresh Cromwell coming in to replace the one that's lost. Unfortunately, Angreifen can't replace any of his vehicles at the moment. And we're probably going to lose these Jaegers on retreat. There we go. Heck, the Centaur could even dive into the base. There's no anti-tank whatsoever. Probably going to wipe out this AA emplacement. Well, there goes the AA emplacement. Centaur's going right into the base. Goodbye, Angreifen's infantry. It was nice knowing you. Oh, poor medic there gets blasted by the Centaur. I'm pretty sure that's a war crime. Another AA gun has been decrewed. Could we even see the Tommies run into the base and begin recruiting? We got the sappers already on that. Obers are down. Centaur will make it back out there. Got some salvaging going off. Not going to be enough fuel to get a Puma, I don't think, though. How much is the Puma again for the OKW? It's actually 70 fuel, so a bit less expensive than the Collins. One of the AA placements does get taken out by the Ricketing Warfare, is Vet 1, actually. He needs to actually focus on this AA, but there it was cloaked. We'll begin refocusing. Actually, our Centaur went down. I'm not sure it hit. Must have been... I think it was that mine. Aerohank must have not swept that one. That was a mistake. He probably saw it at one point. Must have forgotten. Still, Brits have map control. Not much Angreifen can do. I guess he can keep trying to fight to the end, but is it really worth it at this point? He's now triple capped. Vickers is here. Actually managing to fire out of its arc. Another Puma is on the way. Vickers will be forced to pack up and retreat. Jaeger's going to be crushed if they don't pull back. Nice hit from the Crown there. Kills 2 models. Puma now moving in. Not sure why Angreifen's still trying to stay in this game. There's not much he can do. He's lost too much of his army. He has 1 Puma, and the Cromwells can easily close the distance and take it out. Like, they're just going to do that right now and charge in. Doesn't take much to kill the Puma. 3 shots and it's down. And we got another Cromwell gun tank coming up. Ricketing's going to try and move up. But there is a Vickers overwatching the area. Tommies are set up behind cover. Jaegers are likely going to move in for those infiltration grenades. Please dodge this. We will dodge it. Counter grenade does actually take out 1 Jaeger model and causes health damage. Puma will be back onto the field shortly.
A capture point is being overrun.
Cromwells can move in, however. Vickers now vet 2 also from that burst. Sappers with their PH should probably start shooting. Will force the Puma to move. Cromwells are in pursuit. And just to check, looks like we have no upgrades for the company, no anvil or hammer, and our Puma is about to go down. 1 shot will finish it off. Puma has gone down. Vickers, however, is causing work on these sappers. Cromwell will probably clear it out. And Angreifen will surrender. Well, GG to Aerohank. Better luck next time around, Angreifen, but I'll say for both players, I think they made massive mistakes. I was surprised Aerohank managed to recover. He lost so much infantry unnecessarily, but he still managed to come back into the game. But anyways, you've already heard my opinions from previous statements, and it's Miragefla signing off.